this team is actually exciting. You know, I think if I'm an Arsenal fan and I see this line up on the first day of the season, I'm excited for the season ahead.
This is great banter. It really is.
Hello and welcome back to another episode on The Voice of Football. My name is Viddy and I will be your host today. Hello, nice to meet you motherfuckers. Don't know why I greeted you like that. Don't do that again. So today's video, I'm back with another episode of 4 players your club must sign to reach their ambition. You know, and today's episode is featuring Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal Fan TV. If you're watching, I'm your man. Get me in charge. Sack Unai Emery. He has no idea what he's doing, but I do. I really do. I don't. So I'm going to be going through Arsenal's top transfer targets, 4 in particular. If they've already signed these players when this video is released, do not hate on me. You know, I've recorded this a couple of days in advance, and so far they've only kind of sealed Saliba's signing, and they've got obviously heavily linked with Kieran Tierney. But I've got 4 players that Arsenal should sign. I don't know how I whistle there. Arsenal should sign to get themselves back into top 4. I'm going to try and make it as realistic as possible. I'm not going to go Arsenal should sign Messi. I'm not going to go and say Arsenal should sign, I don't know, like Luka Modric. It's just not going to happen. They've got to be realistic. Their ambition this season is to get back into the top 4 and maybe win a domestic trophy. And they come so close last year, you know, they got to the final of the UEFA Cup, or whatever it's fucking called now. And Arsenal are just one of these funny teams, you know. I think they're a lot better than they actually do. I think their club is actually a really good club. They're a big club. So I do feel sorry for Arsenal fans, you know. I feel they should be fighting for the league title, to be honest with you. I think they should definitely be fighting for the top 4. The problem Arsenal have, in the last like 5 or 6 years, they just haven't improved much, not compared to other teams. Look at teams like Liverpool, look at teams like Man City, even teams like Chelsea. You know, they're improving, and Tottenham as well, but Arsenal haven't really improved, and they've been overtaken by these clubs. And I really feel like these 4 signings would propel Arsenal back into the top 4. So without further ado, guys, let's get straight into the video. And the first signing has to be Kieran Tierney. Tierney. I don't know his bloody pronounce his name. Kieran Tierney from Celtic, 22-year-old left back, consistently good performer. Now Arsenal obviously need to improve their defence. He obviously brought in Saliba already. As of speaking right now, they haven't brought in Tierney. They're just heavily linked. So if by the time I release this video and they've already signed him, I do apologise. But he is one of these players that I think Arsenal could use. The only problem with Tierney is the fact that he's only really played in the Scottish League. You know, for Celtic, he hasn't really proved himself elsewhere. Now, could he prove himself in the Premier League, which is probably the best league in the world? No, let me rephrase that. It is the best league in the world. Can he prove himself? Well, he's only 22 years old. He'll probably come relatively cheap as well. And he's an upgrade on Kolasinac and Monreal, in my opinion. So I think Kieran Tierney should be their second signing of the summer. Next player is Lozano. Now, some of you may know who he is. He's had an absolute standout season for PSV in the, I was going to say the Ajax League, but it's not, is it? It's the Dutch League, you idiot. But at 23 years old, he's really put a stamp on the game. You know, he's been absolutely sensational this season. He's played 30 games, scoring 17 goals and 8 assists. He scored 4 goals in 8 Champions League games. And you could say the same thing about Tierney, where they're in leagues that are not really that relevant. But when he's doing it in the Champions League as well, you know, Lozano has been absolutely sensational. And I think one place that Arsenal need to improve is their winging options. You know, they've got Iwobi, but I think Lozano would be a massive upgrade. The only problem with Lozano, I think he'll come as a very expensive player. You know, he's 23 yards. He's got a lot of potential. He's linked with Barcelona, for Christ's sake. You know, this guy has got a lot of potential. So will they be able to afford him? I don't know. But if I was Arsenal, I'll be breaking the bank for this player. Another position that Arsenal could improve is their defensive midfield position, you know. Guendouzi, he's okay. Xhaka, I think, is absolutely fucking dreadful. You know, and this player would come in and shore up that midfield. His name is William Carvalho. He's 27 years old at Real Betis, obviously the former Sporting player. You may have heard of him already. Now, he's a very solid player. He's quite consistent as well. I think Arsenal need that sort of player in their team. Now, you could go some better players out there, like Rabiot. You've got, obviously, like Kante. You've got, like, Casemiro. But these sort of players are not going to move to Arsenal, especially if they can't offer Champions League football. Carvalho, I think, will be a very realistic choice, and I think he'll be a very good choice to have, especially in the prime of his career. I don't think he'll come too expensive as well, so I think he's one of their main targets that I think Arsenal should sign to kind of shore up that middle of the field. And the last signing is Kai Havertz. possibly one of the most exciting young players in world football. At 20 years old, he's been lighting it up in the Bundesliga. Absolutely sensational. 34 games, he scored 17 goals and had 3 assists, you know. He's an exciting player. He's been linked with a lot of top European clubs, and not many clubs have seemed to have gone for him at the moment. So I think Arsenal could do a nice little bit of business and sneak in and steal him from under everyone else's noses. Obviously, it'll be an upgrade from Bayer Leverkusen. I think Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League, but that doesn't matter because I think Arsenal and obviously the Premier League would be a bigger draw for Kai Havertz to prove himself on the main stage. I think he would cost a lot of money. Now they need to get rid of some people, like they need to try and get rid of Ozil, like offload Ozil. They need to try and get rid of Xhaka, Mustafi, some big earners in the team and get some revenue in. So with all that being said, that's 4 main transfer targets that I think personally Arsenal should sign. Let me know in the comment section down below whether you agree with them or what other players would you bring in as an Arsenal manager. Now this would be their starting lineup in the first game of the season if they sign them 4 players. So in goal, you would have Leno, obviously their best goalkeeper. Left back, you have Tierney, Saliba, Socrates and Bellerin making up the defence. You'd have Carvalho, Mkhitaryan, Havertz in the middle. You have Lozano, Reece Nelson who's come back, and Aubameyang up front. Now, to me, that team is absolutely class. You know, that will get you top 4, boys. That would also potentially win you a trophy this season. This is what this team is actually exciting. You know, I think if I'm an Arsenal fan and I see this lineup on the first day of the season, I'm excited for the season ahead. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the like button. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you don't agree with my opinion, let me know in the comment section down below who you think Arsenal should sign. But also let me know who you think they should sell to make room. You know, it's easy to just say sign all these players, but they need to sell some big players to bring in these big players. And I think this team would really be class. Honestly, I'd be... Guys, if you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and I'll see you guys in the next video.